Welcome to the John Marshall Virtual Art Show 2019-2020 with your hosts Miss Anderson and Paz. Our first exhibit is Kindergarten with Mrs Okey. Here is Charlie's Moose on the Loose and Gage's Texture Pendant. Here is Eleanor's Mix It Up and Elsie's Texture Pendant. Here is Grant's Mix It Up and Isabel's Mondrian Spiders. Here is Jackson's Harris Hairs and Leah's My House is a Color Wheel. Artists not exhibited but equally worthy of celebration and recognition include the following. Our next exhibit is Kindergarten Miss Weinberger. Here is Adler's Harris Hairs and Alexander's Untitled Maze. Here is Bentley's In the Rain and Elijah's Texture Pendants. Here is Finley's In the Rain and Caden's Earth Art. Here is Luke's Harris Hairs and Mason's Earth Art. Here is Ryder's Mix It Up and Zane's In the Rain. Here is Riley's My House is a Color Wheel. Artists not exhibited but equally worthy of celebration and recognition include the following. Our next exhibit is Mrs. Bart's first grade class. Here is Jackson's Untitled and Julian's My House is a Color Wheel. Here is Kinsley's In the Rain and Lillian's Harris Hairs. Here is Maggie's Untitled Piece and Nathaniel's Untitled Piece. Here is Vivian's Untitled Piece and Zoe's Harris Hairs. Here we have Benjamin's Museum Design and Parker's My House is a Color Wheel. Artists not exhibited but equally worthy of a celebration and recognition include the following. Our next exhibit is First Grade with Mrs. Frame. Here is Amira's Snowman Ice Cream Cones and Elijah's Untitled Piece. Here is Ian's Harris Hairs and Jackson's Untitled Optical Illusion. Here is Caitlin's Harris Hairs and Lillian's Harris Hairs. Here is Piper's Texture Monsters and Zachariah's Complimentary Cat. Artists not exhibited but equally worthy of celebration and recognition include the following. Our next exhibit is Second Grade with Mrs. Brown. First up we have Ava's Northern Lights and Caleb's Dur Pattern Rhino. Here we have Easton's Dur Pattern Rhino and Jordan's Untitled Piece. Here we have Liam B's Dancing Cows and Naomi's Lego Self-Portrait. Here we have Noah's Pattern Rhino and Nolan's Pizanka. Here we have Peyton's Dancing Cow and Sequoia's Earth Art. Here we have Sydney's Earth Art and Thaddeus's Bridgeosaurus. Finally, we have Thomas's Pizanka. Artists not exhibited but equally worthy of celebration and recognition include the following. Our next exhibit is Second Grade with Mrs. Okey. Here we have Ben P's Pizanka and Brian Lynn's Dur Pattern Rhino. Here we have Brinley's Dancing Cow and Carly's Dur Pattern Rhino. Here we have Declan's Dancing Cow and Hazel's Art Soup. Here we have Destiny's Untitled Work and Dorian's Lego Self-Portrait. Here we have Grant's Pizanka, Joinea's Warm Leaves and Cool Sky. Here we have Jonathan's Pizanka and Landon's Pizanka. Here we have Mercedes Dancing Cow and Nevaeh's Dur Pattern Rhino. Here we have Ollie's Earth Art and Timothy's Dancing Cow. Here we have Trinity's Dur Pattern Rhino. Artists not exhibited but equally worthy of celebration and recognition include the following. Our next exhibit is 3rd grade with Mrs Uding. Here we have Annie's Dancing Cow and Christian's Let's Get Digital Animals. Here we have Claire's Dancing Cows and Dylan's Let's Get Digital Animals. Here we have Hayden's Let's Get Digital Animals and Jack's Let's Get Digital Animals. Here we have Coda's Earth Art and Lane's Pizanka. Here we have Lena's Dancing Cows and Madeline's Succulent Cemetery. Here we have Maya's Dur Pattern Rhino and Tayden's Dancing Cows. Artists not exhibited but equally worthy of recognition and celebration include the following. Our next exhibit is 3rd grade with Ms Newberg. Here we have Ella's Dancing Cows and Evan's Let's Get Digital Animals. Here we have Everly's Dur Pattern Rhino and Jack's Origami Hearts. Here we have Kaya's Dur Pattern Rhino and Kyla's Earth Art. Here we have Marshall's Dur Pattern Rhino and Nora's Spring Flowers. Here we have Olivia's Dur Pattern Rhino and Peyton's Let's Get Digital Animals, Nolan's Spring Showers and Journey's Let's Get Digital Animals. Artists not exhibited but equally worthy of celebration and recognition include the following. Our next exhibit is 4th grade with Mrs. Martin. Here we have Brinley's Succulent Cemetery and Caden's Mother's Day card. Here we have Clara's Llama 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 and Henry's Reimagining the American Gothic. Here we have Hudson and Jayla's Succulent Cemetery. Here we have Madeline's Zentangle Spring Critters and Meredith's Reimagining the American Gothic. Here we have Zoe's Sweater Weather and Helena's Meet Me in the Middle. Artists not exhibited but equally worthy of celebration and recognition include the following. Our next exhibit is 4th grade with Mrs. Wonders. Here we have Ari's and Reimagining the American Gothic and Chase's Succulent Cemetery. Next is Demetrius' Let's Get Digital Portraits and Devlin's Cloth Landscapes. Here we have Emily's Llama 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 and Emma's Zentangle Spring Critters. Here we have Jacob's Untitled and JT's Succulent Cemetery. Here we have Lilith's Succulent Cemetery and Lily's Reimagining the American Gothic. Here we have Luna's Earth Art and Sage's Llama Llama Llama. Here we have Shania's Sweater Weather and Spencer's Untitled. Zoe G's Northern Lights and Zoe S's Sweater Weather. Artists not exhibited but equally worthy of celebration and recognition include the following. Special recognition to this year's John Marshall 4th grade art cluster, Jeffrey Mitchling, Demetrius Tao, Helena Hansen, Jayla Hoskins, Zoe Swanson, and Liani Yang. Our next exhibit is 5th grade with Ms. Her. Here we have Caden C and Caden B's Llama Llama Llama. Here we have Caden S's Llama 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 and Cash Ryan's Succulent Cemetery. Here we have Chance's Llama 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 and Eli S's Zentangle Spring Critters. Here we have Elizabeth's Zentangle Spring Critters and Isla's Succulent Cemetery. Jalen's Digital Self-Portrait and Kylie's Succulent Cemetery. Maggie's Succulent Cemetery and Shayna's Turtle. Uriah's Llama Llama Llama. Artists not exhibited but equally worthy of celebration and recognition include the following. Our next exhibit is 5th grade with Mr. Okey. Here we have Adalia's Succulent Symmetry and Aiden's Zentangle Spring Critters, Annalise Llama Llama Llama, and Ben's Llama Llama Llama. Connor's Reimagining the American Gothic and Elias's Spider-Man. Gage's Llama 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 and Grayson's Reimagining the American Gothic. Hayden's Digital Self-Portrait and Landon's Succulent Symmetry. Lorenzo's Reimagining the American Gothic and Lydia's Spacescapes. Marshawn's Baby Yoda and Melody's Llama Llama Llama. Oliver's Llama 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 and Sadie's Digital Self-Portrait. Quinn's Digital Self-Portrait. Artists not exhibited but equally worthy of celebration and recognition include the following. Special recognition to this year's John Marshall 5th grade art cluster. Grayson Best, Gage Stockwell, Lorenzo Carell, Aiden Kildy, Maggie Huber, Melody Mua, and Sophie Strobel. Special recognition to this year's John Marshall Mural Club. Artists listed by grade level, asterisks to artists of special recognition. The John Marshall representative for the Wausau School District Art Show is Piper from 1st grade Frame and her piece A Stroke of Brilliance. Musical credit under the direction of Ms. Kira Monahan. Select 4th and 5th grade composers' original garage band compositions as inspired by the art show, here listed in order of appearance. We hope you enjoyed the show. Sincerely, your grade level teachers, our aides, encore specialists, and interventionists, Ms. Patterson and Ms. Schneider. See you next year. Your hosts, Ms. Anderson and Paz.